After learning the basics, the best practice is to challenge your skills in platforms like Code Wars, Lead Code, and HackerRank. The one I want to introduce you is Code Wars, and here we will solve one challenge, basic challenge, which is about taking the defined amount of elements from an array. First, let's discuss an array. As I said previously in previous video, to create arrays you have this syntax like square brackets, and to give if you want something to put into array, you can use push method. And by the way, if you are wondering what's the difference between functions and methods, it's simple. When you are creating function with function, keyword, it's called function. It's called function, yeah, like here. Like returning hello world. And when you are using function inside of object, like here, object and func will be function. Here we will have also console log, like it will console log message. Here it will be called method, and if you are using this syntax, it will be called function. Let's check it. Object func, yeah. If I did right, did I write it correctly or wrong? Let's check it. If you want to know how I'm opening this terminal, I'm using view and control, and there is also a shortcut which is control and backtick set, which with this way you can open terminal inside of VS Code. Let's run our script. Yes, here you can see that it's console logging message, and this func is called method. Okay, let's continue. To input, if you are to push something into array, you can use push method, which is saying for itself, like if you want to push one into an array, and console log array to see did it work. We can see. Yes, it worked. It works. It would be great to learn basic functions of array, but I guess the best practice is to learn during solving some challenge. Here we have function, which we are given two parameters, array and some number, which will be elements from the list, like elements from an array. If there is 10 elements and we have n equal to 6, we will have to return 6 elements of an array from first index to a defined amount of. Let's start to solving. Let's solve it in VS Code. Let's put some numbers into our array. 4, 6, 7, and our function, as I remember, it was called take. Yes, it is. And this array is not this array, it's just parameter. It's not this array. Okay. We will return array. That's why I want to create new array. Let's call it res, and by now it will be empty array. And to take elements from an array, we have to iterate over it. For this, we will use for loop, and let's I be equal to 0 because our index will be 0, and less than n. Okay, and increment our I. Let's push. We can write it like this also, but like res I is equal to array I, and it will do the same job. But if we learned push method, why don't use it? Let's use push array I. Yes, we are taking 0 index element of array and pushing it to our result array, and at the end we will just return our res. Let's check it. Console. If you wonder how I did delete one full word with just one backspace, you can use like function, and you can press. You will press Ctrl and just click backspace. It will delete whole word. Let's console log our result of our function take, and now here array it's like argument, and we are giving this array as argument for our function. And let's take until 5th element. Yes, it works. We are getting 5 elements from an existing array. Okay, let's check our function in CodeWars. Test it. Yeah, great, it passed all the tests, but let's attempt it. As expected, it's giving like errors, and we have to make our function more robust. Let's see what we are doing wrong. Empty array should return empty array. Okay, expected. And even if array is like empty, but we are returning undefined inside of array. Let's how to say, make it work. For this, I want to use if statement, and if our array length equal to 0, we will return our res from the start. If inside of function return expression is like, if you encounter with return, it will stop the function at that instance. It will not run this. It will not run any code after return. That's great. That's why I'm using here return. It means that it will not run this code after return. And if it's false, it will run the other part of the function. Okay. Let's check it. It will be good if it will pass this first. Okay, let's check it. First test. Yes, it passed the first test, but we have one more error. I guess we have 2 tests, and we are not even. We are passing just one, and the second we are failing. Let's look at what's the problem with the second one. It says that our array should return the first 8 elements, and because there is no 77 item, its array expected just 7. And it says that even if our array has just 7 elements, but in n we have more than 7 elements. That's why it's it's returning 7 elements, and after 7 elements it's just returning undefined. Let's repair this, make this work. Okay, where can we do this? Let's I want to use lens to take to check if n is greater than actual length of array, and if it's greater than actual length of array, we will assign length to length of array, and we'll stop, and we are stopping the and we're just giving the definite amount of elements. It will be better to show you. Let's define a length. We'll just write len, which will be by now it will be 0, and if n is greater than array length, this array length, our len will be array length, which means the maximum elements, and else if it's n is not greater than array length, we will just let not let len. Our len will be n. Yes, we got it. And here we will just put len. And let's check it. Let's attempt. Oh, we got it. We solved it. Good, let's submit. And best practice is to watch, not just quitting after you are solved one question. It's best also to watch how other people solved it. You see here, person solved it. It's just with 3 lines of code, when we are doing it with 15 lines of code. Let's see how did he solve it. Here he's using ready methods for ready array methods, which is called slice. As most of people using it is good. Let me explain this slice. What does it mean? Slice is an array method. If you wonder what is this array method is, let me show you. Okay. I will show you it in the console. In the console of browser. Let's see. Console log our array, and you will see the built-in methods. To see them, you will open the HTML file. It will open. Now it will open. Let's wait. Yes, it's opening. Let's see it. Don't bother yourself with this. It's just I was doing something. And let's see console. You see here array, which is array 7, and we have 7 elements inside of array. And I mean, when I saying that methods of array, I mean these methods. You see there's how many methods here you can use them. And slice is here, right here, slice. You see, it's not just slice. You can see the lot of methods for arrays. You can use them all. See, for each include index of chains, and here is also length. Where is our length method? Oh, here length method. You see, we are using length a lot. Let's go to VS Code and let me explain how does it works. To see the I guess the main purpose of slice method is to take defined amount of elements from an array. It will be done like this slice, and first argument of slice will be the starting point from which we will start. And we wanted to take 5 elements. Yes, we can put here 5 and see what we will get. Yeah, great. We are getting just the same result as our whole function, just with line, just with this simple slice method. Yes, that's how does it done. Yes, practice more, guys. Practice. That's all. I'm ending here.